Episode 252. Twar a summoner, an elementalist, a ghostblade, and an assassin. 3 cloth armor classes, 1 leather armor class. They were positioned on the far left flank of their main formation, staying in contact with the other 4 squads via the same team channel. As they advanced, they carefully scanned the area ahead. All 4 players hailed from the tyrannical Ambition Guild, though none were major figures like Cold Night Crossing. Still, they had all known each other since their days in the Heavenly Domain. Their bond had only grown stronger since coming to the new server together. They had become nearly inseparable partners, which was why they were together at this event. During the earlier ambushes by Lord Grimm and Lu Mu, 2 of the players who got wiped out were from their tyrannical Ambition Guild. Come to think of it, they actually had a history with Lord Grimm, having fought side by side during the first clear of the Goblin Merchant. But now, because of Lord Grimm, their guild had been thoroughly embarrassed. With their guild leader deciding to cut ties, the members naturally followed without hesitation. But they had seen Lord Grimm's strength with their own eyes, so they never dared to underestimate him from the start. Even so, 2 more of their brothers were swiftly cut down. One fell to Lord Grimm, the other to the Blade Master Liu Mu. The verdict on both was the same: utterly defenseless. Lord Grimm's skill was something they'd already gotten a taste of. But this Blade Master, named Liu Mo, a mere level 27, with a 6 level gap and still this ferocious. Just who is this guy? Why does Lord Grimm always have an endless stream of experts around him? His members, appearing one after another from nothing: Soft Mist, Steamed Bun Invasion, Windward Sword, Smoke Wood, and Hateful Sword. And then there's Liu Mu and the newest addition, 1 Inch Ash. The fact they can set a record is proof enough of their exceptional skill. But killing a Bosses 6 levels higher and making a PK opponent 6 levels higher utterly helpless, that's not something you can just brush off with a simple pretty good. The brother slain by Lu Mu bitterly emphasized the Blade Master's incessant, chattering sword mouth, stressing how that torrent of nonsense had driven him to distraction. Those on the outside see things clearly. Hearing such a description from a bystander's perspective, any veteran Glory player would instantly think of one person. That person, of course, was Huang Xiaoxian, Glory's most famous chatterbox Blade Master. How could that be? After thinking it over, all 4 of them laughed. They might consider the possibility, but they'd never believe a god-tier player like that would actually dive into the online game and playing hide and seek with them in the forest. No one in their right mind would believe that.
This guy is definitely a fan of the Sword Ascent,
the Ghostblade player stated with certainty. The other 3 unanimously agreed. Huang Xiaoshan was a top-tier pro, so of course he had legions of fans. And fans love to imitate their idols. They're all over the game.
I used to know a guy just like that. During PK, he'd yammer and jabber nonstop, enough to drive you crazy with the noise.
That's nothing special. I've even seen people who talk to the monsters while fighting them.
But this guy still looks pretty formidable. Let's stay sharp,
the summoner said.
Of course.
The other 3 gritted their teeth and pressed on. Moving cautiously through the woods, a character suddenly flashed into view among the trees.
Over there!
There! The assassin player shouted, charging in that direction. The other 3 followed his line of sight but saw nothing. But the 3 of them didn't dare to be careless. The summoner immediately swung his staff, ready to summon a pet. Since pets had a time limit and each summon required a significant amount of mana, summoners usually only start summoning right before or at the start of a fight. It's rare to see one wandering around with their pets already out. A gunshot cracked, a flash of fire, and a bullet flew. The summoner's incantation was instantly interrupted.
Triple slash, uppercut on guard. Draw slash, double stab, uppercut.
Before the 4 could even locate their opponents or hear a single sound, This string of text bubbles suddenly flashed before their eyes, and the text bubble kept bobbing up, unable to be contained. That split second of shock led directly to a full second of hesitation. The Blade Master Liu Mu, still trailing his text bubble, had already carved a path with a triple slash. He charged in, his blade striking the summoner and interrupting the incantation once more. Here he comes! Several people cried out in alarm. The summoner under attack desperately tried to break free. The other three charged forward in unison. Spells, slashes, and stabs all converged on Lu Mu in a deadly barrage. At that very moment, their vision blurred simultaneously as another figure flashed before them. With a flick of his wrist, a shield of shameless size unfurled, blocking their path, blocking all three of their attacks at once. The Elementalist's spell didn't pack much force, but the assassin's arc flash and the Ghostblade's ghost slash carried serious weight against Lord Grimm's myriad manifestations umbrella in its shield form. Lord Grimm was forced back a short distance. Lord Grimm retreated. He bumped into Yumu. For masters of their caliber, whose control was so incredibly precise, even the slightest tremor from a collision could throw them off. Huang Xiaoxin immediately cried out, "You made contact! Ah, my shield's weight is low! How much does it weigh?"
Shut up. Hurry up.
The stream of text bubbles continued to pour out. A summoner without their pets truly has no combat power. To avoid being so utterly helpless, many summoners invest skill points to learn some low-level battle mage skills from below level 20. This summoner player had indeed learned such skills. But at this moment, he felt that allocating points this way was a complete waste. None of the skills he'd learned were any use. No matter which one he tried to cast, the outcome was always the same, countered or interrupted. He watched the speech bubble, skill names scrolling up one by one like system announcements, as he was hit by these skills in a queued procession. Yet he could only watch, utterly helpless. His three companions, however, were completely tied up by Lord Grimm alone, with no chance to help him. He watched for a moment. He even suspected that, without backup, his three companions wouldn't last to the end. Support was their only hope. It was only then that the summoner realized something. Why have those two suddenly teamed up again? Weren't they just doing their own thing before? Finally, he had a moment to ponder that question. Under the announcer, like barrage of sword strikes, the summoner quickly fell to Liu Mu's blade. Cloth armor classes. Yishu and Huang Xiaoshen had chosen them as the point of breakthrough. For precisely this reason, cloth armor classes were quicker to kill. And by targeting the summoner first, it wasn't a random choice, of course. A summoner without their pets is utterly defenseless. But give them a moment to summon a few minions, and they become one of the most frustratingly persistent classes to face. That bought a lot of time. The two experts struck with precision, targeting the summoner from the start. This annoying class never got a chance to show its true power, ending up as just another corpse.
Actually, you should have been the one to finish him. Your level's higher, your attack's stronger. It would have been quicker.
Huang Xiaoshen finished off the summoner and immediately came to intervene in this fight. Keeping him quiet was, of course, an impossibility. "What did you say?" As he spoke, Yishu had Lord Grimm execute a dragon tooth, sending the elementalist flying. He didn't follow up, because that elementalist wasn't getting back up. Holy crap! Huang Xiaoshen cursed. 4 levels higher, with a silver weapon dealing more damage, the skills displayed a combat power far surpassing his own little blade master. The time it took him to kill one target, the other guy had already finished off 3 opponents single-handedly.
So I'm telling you, if you'd gone for the summoner, you'd have been done faster.
Huang Xiaoxin, however, had not yet given up on his argument.
Hey, go stop that one.
Now it was 2 on 2. Yishu no longer had to split his focus fighting 2 at once. He could concentrate fully on the assassin in front of him. He left the other ghost blade to Huang Xiaoshen. "Have at you!"